What's going on YouTube? This is Cooper with Team Bropire, and we are here today with none other than Sam Cox.
What's up, guys? So, today we are showcasing a deck that I've been wanting to do for a long time here on the channel, and it's something that we've been working on for, how long?
Probably like 2 years.
2 years, probably. Seriously, that's no joke. And it's an idea that we came up with a long time ago, and this is a deck that I have kind of had in my back pocket, and I will like pick it back up again and play it and tweak it and test it, and then I'll end up putting it back down. And then I feel like I pick it up every time after like a big tournament because I do nothing but like test for that tournament with like meta stuff, and I just play very competitively, and this kind of allows me just to like rejuvenate my brain a little bit and play something a little bit different. But this last time that I picked it up, I was like, man, this deck is getting really good and it's getting really competitive. So this is probably version like 8.0, and I'm stoked to finally get it here on the channel. It's something we've been wanting to do for a while. So
What do you call it?
I call it Watergate because it's a reasoning gate deck that plays a water engine. So it's supposed to be funny. If you don't know what Watergate is, then like crack open a history textbook and figure it out.
All right, man.
So
well, let's see what you got.
cool. We got 3 copies of Levia Dragon and 3 copies of a legendary Ocean. Now this combo is the main like kind of heart and soul of the deck, and it's really why I wanted to put this deck together. A few years back I played Reasoning Gate like a ton, but I had some consistency issues as Reasoning Gate decks can, and I feel like this in a lot of scenarios really does kind of fix the consistency issues. What this says is you can send this to the grave and it destroys all all other spells and traps and all other monsters. Like it destroys all other cards. So it's kind of like a heavy storm and a dark hole kind of at the same time. And the reasoning behind this, no pun intended, is I wanted to, let me get my side over here, play cards that, or I wanted to like minimize on playing cards that can be situational in Reasoning Gate decks, like Knock, Trunade, Lightning Vortex, and other cards are all really good cards in these decks because they all offer a way to take cards off your opponent's side of the field so that you can OTK them. But Knock sometimes can be situational because it's like, what if they don't have a face down monster? And Trunade's like, what if they don't have back row? Or what if I draw double Trunade or Trunade with Heavy Storm? Or, and Lightning Vortex is like, what if I don't have a pitch target? And what if they don't have any face up monsters? All those other kinds of things. But I feel like this combo just says, fuck it. Destroy it all. It doesn't matter if they got back row, monsters face down, face up, whatever. This just says, get rid of it all. And that's pretty cool. This destroys everything and then it survives. So that's pretty cool. It kind of, I guess in a way, eliminates the cards that can be, like I said, situational within Reasoning Gate decks. Yeah. Is that okay, Cooper? Did I explain that decently?
I mean, yeah, basically these 2 cards do the jobs of all those other cards.
Exactly. Yeah. So I've been trying to figure out a way to just kind of explain that reasoning. So we play 3 Terraforming. So we technically play 6 copies of a Legendary Ocean. You almost have this card 95% of the time, like either on the field or in the hand. So all you got to do is just get this card to the field and then activate its effect. And then if they can't stop it, then everything else on the field gets destroyed. Sometimes your opponent will lose 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Like if they commit too much onto the board, this deck definitely like punishes those players. But like I said, we always have this either on field or in hand because it makes it to where this combo can just happen all the time. We play a ton of like draw cards, and there's a lot of consistency in decks like this because we cycle through the deck very, very quick with things like Reasoning and Monster Gate. If you guys don't know what these cards do, they pretty much just allow you to send a ton of spells to the grave, usually, and then special summon a card off the top of your deck. Your opponent can call the monster. With this, you just tribute a monster, so you can usually tribute things like Demok, Crane, Scapegoat, whatever. I can say that this makes it to where your opponent will always call 7, so this offers protection for things like Demok and Crane and stuff like that. So, and honestly, like Genzo and all the other cards that we play. So that's kind of a cool aspect of this. This whole combo just makes your opponent play different because after they get burned for like 3 or 4 cards, they're going to want to try to stop that combo every time that they can. So, yeah, that's pretty much the whole like aspect of the deck. Just get Levia Dragon to the field while this is ready on the field or in hand, and then just kind of blow up everything else on the field, and then kind of try to go for game or do whatever you can after that. Next we play DMOC, 2 Crane, Genzo, BLS. These are all cards that aren't part of the Water Engine, but they're all cards that go in Reasoning Gate decks, and I wanted to minimize on cards that weren't good with the Water Engine or whatever, but these are all cards that I feel like could not be taken out of a Reasoning Gate deck. So I minimized on everything else, and this is kind of what I got down to, just the level 8, the level 4s, the 1 Genzo, and then the 1 BLS. We don't play anything that are the same levels except for these, but this, if you mill it, then you just go on to the next card anyway. One thing that I want to say, I guess, with these 2 cards is a Legendary Ocean makes it to where Levia Dragon is a level 6. So this is easy to get out for the most part, because not only with Reasoning, Monster Gate, whatever, but you contribute summon. So if you have like a Crane left on the field, or if you special DMOC or anything with like Dimension Fusion, Premature, you snatch stole your opponent's monster and tribute your level 6, kind of like Monarchs do, which I love, then it's really cool. So it's a pretty decently easy card to get out. We play 1 BLS because we only play 3 other light targets, and we really only play DMOC and Genzo, and then the darks we play in the extra deck. So I only wanted to play 1 Chaos Monster because I feel like I wanted to minimize on cards that were again situational, and maximize on the cards that really revolved around the combo and getting through the deck, and cards that were good no matter what, like Crane and DMOC. So I guess moving on with that, we play 1 copy of cards I already went over. Play 1 copy of Aqua Spirit because we play 3 of this. I feel like that's the best ratio. You want to see this more often because it actually is like dope as hell whenever you finally do summon it and you can abuse it, but you don't want to see it without this in the grave. This also allows you to banish this and bring it back with Dimension Fusion. So if your opponent has a very aggro deck and they don't play things like Chaos Monsters, they can have a hard time getting around this. Like if you keep turning their like Kaiku or something to defense mode, or Breaker or Tribe or whatever, and they really just can't get over it. So this card's actually really good in the control aspect of it. For consistency, we play 2 Upstarts, Pot, and Charity. Charity's great because it allows you to fill your grave full of lights, darks. I guess like you can put a Levia in there to special summon this. You can put whatever you want into your grave to special summon off of Premature. So Charity's probably the best card in the deck. It's probably the best card in GOAT, for being for being honest. I play 3 Metamorphosis because we play obviously like Scapegoat tokens to go with it, but we play a lot of different monsters that can really abuse meta. Like this allows you to go into things like Last Warrior, and I like the 3 meta because it steals your opponent's monster with Thousand Eyes Restrict, and then you contribute the Thousand Eyes Restrict for Levia because this becomes a level 6 with Legendary Ocean. And then I also like the fact that Metamorphosis can put lights and darks in your grave. In the extra deck, we'll get into that here in a little bit, but we play a lot of lights and darks with every single level, so it kind of makes it to where the 1 Chaos Monster that looks like may not be able to be special summoned very often because we don't play a ton of lights and darks can actually get summoned a lot more often due to Metamorphosis. So the 1 Heavy and the 1 MST, I felt like I couldn't get away from these. Like I was saying at the beginning of the video, cards like Knock and Trunade and Lightning Vortex can be situational, but these are good in just any GOAT deck. And if your opponent just has a back row, hit it and then see what it is, and try to go for game if you got it. So yeah, there's situations where you return these with DMOC sometimes. So and then we play 1 Ring. If this wasn't so damn good, I'd cut it because it's a trap, but this just like closes out so many games because you play so many monsters that are huge. And then I am loaning out all of my Dimension Fusions. So I thought a good proxy would be DD Designator because it's got the same chick on it, and it's a spell. Dimension Fusion is really good with cards like, and I'm kind of going elementary here, but it's a way that you can bring this back. Dimension Fusion is great with bringing back, like literally all this stuff, dude. Like DMOC can target one of the 80,000 spells you milled, and then Crane lets you get more resources to your hand, and Genzo obviously just like stops traps. So Dimension Fusion is great. and I would highly recommend playing that card at 3 in any Dimension Fusion deck. So,
Have you ever had to add back the field spell?
oh yeah,
Demon?
yeah, no, for sure, yeah. DMOC just offers like, hey, here's your grave. It's got like everything you need. What do you need? So it's pretty cool. Going into the side deck, 2 Mind Control. This is actually a very relevant side card, especially with this deck, because we do have like OTK potential with this deck. And then we play 3 Decree for traps, 3 Dust Shoot in case we're going first, and we're dealing with problematic decks. These 2 are traded out with Jinzo depending on the matchup. Hades gets rid of problematic stuff. If I'm playing against Goat Control or like Chaos Control that plays a ton of scapegoats and stuff, I'll put in Air Knight other than Jinzo, depending on, I guess, the rest of their build. And then we play 2 Trunade and then a Nobleman. I feel like I had more on my side. No? Okay. Yeah, I feel like Nobleman's decent, just depending on the matchup. You need to put this in, and depending on the matchup, you really need to put that in too. But this deck allows you to not have to main these cards. So, as I've said like 20 times, like they can be situational. The extra deck, I've got like 100 other cards, but I'm gonna go through the ones that are super important. Obviously it's a dark, clears your opponent's field. These are relevant because they're darks. A bunch of times, like I'll Tribute Crane and make this, and then put this in face up defense, and then just let them run over it or something. And so I have a light and dark engrave. The Flame Ghost is for if you like take their level 3 and tribute it with help me out, Cooper.
Metamorphosis.
My brain just was like, stopped. These are relevant because they're just really good anyway, plus they're darks. So if you tribute your opponent's level 5 or your Air Knight, we don't main any level 5s. So same for this. This is a light. This is very relevant because, like I said, lights and darks. You play Metamorphosis, so it allows you to make all of your lights and darks very just relevant. So this and this are good because so like you tribute Jinzo for Metamorphosis, get this light out. You can tribute this for Levia Dragon. Now you have lights and darks in the grave and Levia Dragons on the field. So same goes with this. Same goes with that, except for this is actually pretty relevant. This you only go into if you snatch steal their 6 because you don't want to Metamorphosis Jinzo for this because Jinzo already does what this does. This you go into quite a bit because you have to play Metamorphosis and you play 7s. Just kind of depends on the situation. Light and Dark level 7. This is the biggest one. You play the Curry Box and Labyrinth Tank also max your deck, but you don't really go into those. That's really good. It's a 28. This one's actually pretty decently big. And then Gatling Dragon. If you Metamorphosis Gatling Dragon into Gatling Dragon with like DMOC, you can special summon DMOC back from the Banish because that's where it goes when it leaves the field. So that's the whole deck, dude. That's something we've been working on for a while now, and that's it, man. So,
well,
yeah,
I'm sure someone's gonna want to see this deck in action. So
yeah, we'll try to post some replays of it pretty soon. So
maybe next time.
Maybe we'll see. So yeah, that's it, man.
Signing out.
See y'all later.